Cosas sobre KASING.
Hey guys, I'm KASING and this is 25 Things About Me. My full name or real name is Raymond KASING Tsang. The city that I'm born in is London. My nickname comes from my Chinese name actually called KASING. And I mean initially it was Yarrow or Yarrowstar, but I had to change it unfortunately because of other reasons, so yeah. My height is 173 centimeters, if I remember. Actually, I'm 27 years old. I have two brothers, both older. I'm the youngest. When I was younger in secondary, so when I was like 11, 12 years old, I did a lot of athletics where I did a lot of like sprinting, 100-meter sprint, 200, 400. And yeah, this was something I was passionate about back then. But then after, you know, I played League of Legends. To be honest, my main hobby right now, outside of League, would most likely be like going to the gym. I feel like this is a hobby that I feel really passionate about in terms of like doing it often, I would say. So, yeah. My favorite movie, that's been a while. But I feel like my all-time favorite will always be kind of the Pokemon movie actually. I think it's always been something that when I was a kid, you know, watch, and it's like the plot is very simple in terms of, you know, there's an evil person, there's a good guys, but the only way for the good guys to be the evil person is by being together and, you know, basically grouping as a team to win. I feel like the thing is I'm kind of a foodie, right? I love everything. So I think in particular maybe I like sushi. I think my peak is 1,370 LP and it was like top 4 at the time, or top 3. My most played champion is probably Fresh. I feel like I've spent so much time on this champ that I just know every single mechanic on this champion. And yeah, he's really OP in the hands of a good player. I mean, I think my favorite champion is Zillion, just because I've always kind of loved how his voice line is and also the playstyle. Like, I feel like a time mage, you know, not even just the fact that because he's an old guy like me, but I've always just liked champions like him that's really annoying for the enemies, but you slow people down, you know, they can't move. It's a really nice feeling. I think the best moment in my career is when I reached Worlds with H2K. It was a goal that I set the previous year where I had been called like top 9, top 10 support at the time, like probably the worst supports. And that was a rookie, right? So it's understandable, but I took that kind of motivation to prove them wrong in order to do something well next year, and I did with H2K. And that was like the best moment in my opinion when we qualified. My favorite video game is, I mean, it was back in PlayStation. There was a game called Command & Conquer Red Alert where I really enjoyed playing because it was like really strategical, but I loved the whole like tactic part of it. So I only played League of Legends in Season 2 because my PC broke down, and the only other game I could play on my PC, or like a new PC that wasn't great, was League of Legends. So I kind of stuck with it. I feel like the past 1.5 years, like my goal was always kind of to try and win, right? But it never really worked out in those teams, and it was unfortunate because the furthest I reached was top 8 EU Masters. My goal has always been, you know, to not only win Superliga, but to win EU Masters. I think, you know, age shouldn't be a defining factor. I feel like it's always about mindset and motivation, and I believe I can achieve it at Giants. If I didn't play video games and I wasn't into esports at all, I probably would either be either in a job that's involving like software engineering with computer science, or something like programming or something. Sounds kind of nerdy, but that's what I was into at the time. So, I mean, I played in a lot of teams and I've had a lot of teammates, so I think the best one I would say is probably Hyanan, because of the way that he's taught me the game and taught me how to become a great player. Rather than just a game, it was like a series. We were 0-2 down against SK in H2K, like for Spring Split anyway. And it mattered whether we won against them because they gave us points, right? And we were 0-2 down, and to be honest, I had kind of like lost faith in myself because I was a rookie, right? And I was really nervous, but my teammates really brought me back up. They calmed me down and told me, you know what? You know, there's nothing, it can't get worse, you know? Even with 0-2, it doesn't matter. Just play your game and we know you're good enough and we can do it. And we came back to 3-2 and reverse swept. And that was like the first moment in my career that I've ever kind of done this. And it was like an insane feeling, right? So that's probably the one. I hate horror games. I can't play them. I feel like I turn into a girl. I can't, like, I don't want to think about them, sorry. The country that I would actually be most interested in traveling to is Japan. I feel like it's a country that, one, I would appreciate the culture and aesthetic of it, as well as the food, you know. And also there's like cool things you can look at, like cat cafes and stuff, which is really cool, that I would really love to be experience. So yeah. My favorite color is yellow. I used to play support LeBlanc with Ignite TP as my first choice, I would say. I used to think, you know, playing mages on support was the best choice, because if you kill the enemies, then you don't need to kill anyone, you know, you just kill them so they can't kill your carries. So support with Ignite TP LeBlanc was like my main support back then. I used to play Dota and kind of compete at nearly the highest level. I made it to like, it was called the Razer Global Challenge. And basically it was like all the Dota teams, you know, you find teams like other good players that are playing back then, like Poopy and Wagamama and these kind of players who are really good in Dota 2 right now, or the pro players. I used to play with people like that back in when I was playing Dota, but I was like 13 years or 14 years old. And I played this tournament called the Razer Global Challenge, and I made top 32. But I couldn't make it the top 16 because you had to basically go to a LAN. But obviously, as you know, as a 13-year-old kid living in London who, you know, had parents who did not approve of gaming, it was kind of a shame because I never knew, you know, what could have been, you know. Maybe I would have been a Dota pro today. This is the end of my 25 questions about myself. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the year that me and Giants, we will be able to take it all. Not just Superliga, but I believe we'll do well in E-Masters too. So yeah, just make sure to watch out for us.